Hand claps for that. That was fire. Shout out to Brent. Brent, you with us, brother?
I am.
Brother,
Sam,
Brent.
I am.
Brother, Brent. Brother,
What up,
Brent.
what up,
He's
man?
probably hiding in a
These
tent.
guys are having fun in the midst of this crisis.
Ah, man, dude.
Dude, you missed it, man. We have our gloves on, man. We had a mask. Well, I have my ghetto mask, which is
Are you
my
watching
hoodie.
in, Brent, right now? Are you watching or are you just calling in?
I'm just calling in because the fam is watching Jumanji and the decibel levels a little bit too high for me to listen into.
What Jumanji, the new one or the old
new one?
Oh, so what do you think?
Yeah.
Is this your first time seeing it?
Yes, sir.
Is this part 2 of Jumanji?
Yes.
How you feel about it?
The first one was entertaining. I enjoyed it. It was funny.
Yo, don't hold back. How you feel about it now?
All right, well, part 2. He's corny, huh?
You know we got to do this. Don't hold back. This is Marrio Esco Live, man.
Now we just like 10 minutes into the movie, so we didn't even really get into it yet. So
yeah,
you know.
So I'm doing you a favor then.
Yeah, you probably are.
I know I am.
He's like, yes.
You have
gotta watch this Jumanji.
You have 2 of the most influential actors on that thing.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It keep me away from the social media and all the buzz about all this other stuff.
All the hoopla.
Yo, isn't that something, man? In God's providence, man, I just kind of like stepped away from social media and I only use it now to like really just build with this show and stuff like that. I can imagine what's happening on there right now. I don't even want to take a look.
And I'm never on, and I haven't been at work. So like it's just been boring. So I'm like,
so you just kind of like scrolling through.
I'm like, let me see. And I never post on Facebook, and I probably posted like 20 things in the past 3 days. But you know, I don't know what else to do with myself.
Go facts.
Yo, so what's going on? Is the shop open for you? Like, what's going on, man?
The shop is open.
For those who don't know, Brent's a full-time barber.
Thank you.
And cuts hair.
Barber guy.
Full-time
He's
barber.
a barber.
Wait, they should know Brent. Y'all should know Brent.
Well, you know, new listeners. Any new listeners, you know, tuning
info on this.
Yeah, man. Well, the shop's open. We've all experienced like quite a bit of cancellations and when my schedule's starting to get sporadic. So, you know, I don't really want to go in for, you know, a couple of clients, be there for 8 hours and do about 4 haircuts. So no one's walking in right now. You know, people really sort of paranoid about being out in public. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just the time.
Is that why you're calling in? Are you are you calling from the bunker?
I feel like when they announced it in the news, you was already in your bunker. With gloves and all the hand sanitizer.
He's calling from a landline.
I am live from the center of the earth, bro. Yeah, from the very middle of it.
This dude is way too sophisticated. He ain't got no landline. He got a sat phone.
He got the satellite phone, bro. A sat phone. Is that what you call it? The sat phone?
Yeah.
He's on a mountaintop right now.
This is just this is telekinesis.
Telekinesis. I'm actually not on the phone right now. I'm actually in your brains.
Man. You can't hear the noise in the background. It's like wow, 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 wow.
Josh said because everyone is taking advantage of working from home to grow out their beards and rock star hair.
Yep. Rock star hair.
Yo,
I've actually been seeing memes opposite of that.
You know me, Mario. I got my tinfoil snapback on.
I know you do. Tinfoil snapback. Yo, you on to something, brother. You are on to something.
Don't let them steal your brain, man. Get that tinfoil snapback.
My Marrio Esco Live tinfoil snapback. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Yo, tinfoil snapback.
That's the name of this show.
There you go, man.
Yeah, you know how we do.
Thanks, Brent. Goodness, gems for that. Just for that. Just for the title.
Just for that.
Yeah.
Where's my gem?
Yeah.
There you go.
This dude Empizia coming in.
So
like
Brent,
a ninja.
real talk, man. We got Joseph with us too, man.
What up, Joseph, man?
Brent says, "What up, Joseph?"
What's up, Brent?
Tin foil.
Gonna meet you soon, man. I gotta get up, meet you.
Snapback. Yo, so what do you think? Like real talk, Brent. Like, because I know I know you do your research. I know you do your due diligence when it comes to things like this. And, you know, for me...
Well, he probably didn't research because he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, that's why he's been telling me this whole time. Grow your own stuff. Learn how to grow your own food.
He's like, guys, I told you I had a scroll for this.
Like, you know, real talk. You know, this dude with the scrolls, I got scrolls for everything.
He got scrolls for days.
I got the book of Eli in my backpack.
You got the book of Eli. He got the script. The movie script.
You got a scroll for everything, bro. He's like, honey, did you forget the milk? Hold on, let me pull out the scroll.
Yo, funny thing is, like, you asked me about like how I feel about all of it. One of my dudes at the shop, we kind of talk about you know, politics, conspiracies, the Bible, and you know, all kind of other things. But you know, over the last couple of months, I've just been like, yo, man, I feel like something's really gonna pop off this year, man. I just like couldn't shake that feeling.
Yeah. Was it
that's
the
Holy Spirit.
Was it your 2020 vision?
Don't do it. Don't. Go ahead.
I don't know, man.
Ignore that. I don't know, man. It could be, man.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. It was just a hunch, maybe a feeling. You know, I don't really know, but I didn't really know. I just felt like it was almost like the world was due for something, you know.
Yeah.
So, and at first, like when the whole virus happened, in China, I really didn't think much of it. And then it was funny, man. And like a week ago, they announced like 2 NBA players got it. And then 2 days after that, they shut down the whole country. And I was like,
"Yo, that's how serious it got. It's like it touches our athletes. No,
don't touch our athletes.
No,
shut it down."
It was almost like, you know, when you're busy working and then your kids are just messing around and somebody just shut the light off in the room and you can't see nothing. You're like, yo, what just happened? So you turn around and just before you even realize something happened, you know, something did. So it was just like they just shut the lights off real quick and then we just started stocking up on toilet paper.
Wow. Toilet paper. Now, Brent, from your expertise, is toilet paper the go-to?
No.
During a crisis like this.
During a famine, what should you buy first? Toilet paper.
No, I mean food. It's you know, it's non-perishable food. It's you know,
the last time, Brent, not to interrupt you, but the last time we talked about this, it's funny because you're just now triggering memories of the last, I think it was 3 episodes ago we were talking about this.
Regarding like how you should be ready?
I think,
that was Brent's bunker.
That was Brent's bunker. We were talking about this. And now here we are about 3 weeks later and it's like, oh shoot, my job is like going crazy, right? Everybody's going crazy everywhere, man. Like what's going on here?
But it's all the toilet paper.
You know, like, man, like places are shutting down. Restaurants are closed. Bars are closed. You're seeing arenas with like wrestlers performing with the same energy, and nobody is in the stadium at all. It's the weirdest thing to watch.
It looks like when you were back, like when you were kids, and you were playing wrestling in the back.
The mime finally talk.
What was that?
Oh yes,
it's like it's like watching a mime finally
talk. Yes, yeah, that's exactly. Wow, that's a good a good description.
Analogy.
But yeah, you're right. It's like mad awkward. It's like you're watching the behind the scenes, like they're prepping for the show.
Oh, all you hear is the sneaker marks in the basketball games.
They're mad bored.
It's like the Roddy Ricch, the box song.
So food and vitamins, medicine. You know, obviously, you know, things get crazy. People get crazy. You got to have a means of protecting yourself. If you don't have a gun, you know, get something else. And stuff like that, you know, just mind your business, you know.
Mind your business.
That's all. Just mind your business.
Step 4.
Now,
mind your business.
If you're in a position where you can help people, obviously help people. Just, you know, don't go crazy. Be productive with your time. If you got to stay home, or try to be productive and not focus so much on what's going on. Obviously, inform yourself, educate yourself. But personally, I think it's a veil for other things. Usually when there's a big crisis, they take away rights. And,
I was saying that, right?
Continually.
You got Joseph speaking up now.
You gotta,
me and you on the same.
So keep your eyes open is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Don't be naive.
I'm telling people, like,
so
if you're panicking,
I don't know if it's the end time, you know what I mean? But I think the issue is if it feels like it is, you know, like, you know, just get close to the Lord, get right with the Lord. Tell people about the Lord if that's what the Spirit's prompting you to do, and keep moving forward. You know, like eventually it'll come to an end, and we'll have to move on.
And when you say move on, do you mean like to Mars, like another planet move on, or
another planet?
Like no.
You know what's crazy during this time? I don't know why, Brent, but I thought it was a smart idea to watch 2012. And I was like, yo, all these executives and CEOs bouncing to some ship that we don't know about, like they got an ark built or something.
That's
like,
what I'm thinking,
what's
bro.
going on?
These dudes are probably they're probably about to get arrested. They just trying to flee the country.
But that many CEOs though? Like, bro,
you know,
a lot.
With money and power, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So, you know, if that's the case, I wouldn't be surprised. This is a crazy world we live in, man. And like, things aren't always what they seem. But the funny thing is about you watching 2012 is the other day when I worked in the shop, we put on Netflix and I'm scrolling through the new releases or like whatever they just added. And you see Contagion,
yeah.
Outbreak.
Of course.
Right.
Of course.
All these end-time movies. And you're like,
you know what that is? That's the algorithms, brother. They shift.
Yeah.
Algorithms shift.
All the keywords are coronavirus.
It's like we are integrated in the internet. We can't escape that integration with those algorithms. Like they're all integrated with each other.
On the algorithm?
Yeah, of course, they all intertwine with each other. Facebook, Google, Netflix.
Right, put it this way: have you ever looked for something and then you go to Facebook and it's advertising it right?
Yeah,
in your face?
but Netflix is privately owned.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, but they still have their algorithms.
Somehow,
I thought that they buy slots on there.
Well, that's probably what it is.
Like I thought they put Contagion on there on purpose, knowing
No. They already have stuff in there, and then what they do is they put it in front of you, depending on what the culture is going through. At that time. Whatever the high demand of the algorithm is, they'll catch it. It's just a machine, dude. It's just literally it's a machine that is looking at spikes of topics or categories or stuff like that. And it grabs all that, and then it just
I thought Netflix was being ran personally,
right?
Like,
and one thing I've gotten from all of this,
they got. Well, it's being
because
ran.
You have to buy your time on there. You know, like you have to sell your video or
So they are like they're taking everything, but as far as what they put in front of you, they have a system that's automating all that.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah, brother,
that's a good lesson.
We kind of do the same thing when we use meta tags.
Oh, of course.
Like we're doing the same.
I know
we're
that.
entering the code into the algorithm.
Yep.
And the algorithm is like, all right, let's see how many views you have. And you're saying
that's a gem.
You know
meta
this.
Tags.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, my God.
Meta tags. Don't underestimate
meta
it.
tags.
You can force the meta tags too on your MP3s, by the way, with artwork and website links.
Yep.
Yo, so a lot of things I detracted from what's been going on is like, you know, obviously a lot of people aren't working. Their source of entertainment as far as like sports and other things have been shut down. So I think a lot of people's idols have failed them. And I'm clearly and hopefully it wakes them up to see like how the matrix is actually constructed around them and how we're in a really like we're in a land of distraction. So hopefully it gives a time for people to actually do some reflective thinking and actually like be like, whoa, what, like, it's like you wake up, you know, it might wake some people and be like, man, this is life. Like, I just been, you know, we've been having a lot of fun and working and doing everything that we do every day, day in, day out. Now I'm knocked off my schedule and it forces people to actually realize.
Now it's like, wake up.
What's important.
When it starts affecting your job, your income.
The first of the month.
You know,
so
like.
It's like a blessing and a curse, you know?
Right. That's a fact, man. You get to see people, you know, people's true nature, man. When you know, that's the scary part.
Yeah,
you get to see people's true nature, and not
people in
everybody's
the face
true
for
nature is always helpful.
See,
I don't know if y'all seen that Walmart clip.
I look at it like this: if you've been panicking, it's probably because you've been unprepared. You know, that's I really believe that.
Or you're uninformed and you just believe in whatever hype you hear, or you know,
don't believe the hype.
The neighbor down the street who saw a Facebook article. And they're like, oh my God, it's spreading. You know, how is this? It's spreading because you have pine trees outside your house. So it's counteracting the corona and it's going in your house. And
hold up. We got a plan here. We got a plan. Brent, stick with us. This is somebody posted. This is not my words. This is quoted. Okay. Phase 1 is to get us all separated, working from home, detached from the world.
Oh my goodness.
And relying on the internet. Phase 2. Cyber attack shutdowns the internet. Phase 3. I don't want to talk about it.
Josh, you are a fool.
This is coming directly from an individual who has one of the tickets for one of the ships.
Well,
and he probably hacked into the system to get it.
I will say this about it. When you look at trends, specifically like in the world, technological trends and like what more and more people are doing, it has a level of logics to it. Like people are staying home more and ordering food from home and, you know, isolating themselves more from community and stuff like that. So it's trending into that way, and it's like mental slavery.
Facts, and, man, and draining.
In a way, it's like God's grace that like he just like broke the TV on us, like. But in a way, like it could force us more into those modes. But it also could be the opposite. People can't wait to get away from that because now they're going to be like indulging in it too much. So we're just people living, man, trying to obey the Lord, trying to love people, and the agenda of people, spiritual wickedness in high places. God hasn't made us really privy to their plans, but we know that, you know, God is with us regardless of,
Amen.
You know, what they do.
Wow. So, Brent, let me ask you, how should people prepare for the next crisis?
How should people prepare for the next crisis? For one, man, gird up your faith with the Lord, man. Trust in the Lord and the power of his might. Believe the gospel. Physically, you know, obviously you want to have some things tucked away, you know, non-perishable items that you could eat if you can't get out or there's violence. Obviously, you want to protect yourself and your family. You want to be able to at least boost your immune system if there is something like this that happens again. I wouldn't really personally, wouldn't consider vaccinations. That's really not my route, but that's another conversation. But that is
but you were so right when you said that. Like, that's one of the first things I looked at when I actually went to the store with my wife, and all the aisles of like the most perishable foods were gone. And I went to the vitamin aisles, fully stocked.
Everything, all the vitamins.
I'm like, these people are out of their minds, man.
All the essentials.
You start getting sick, what you gonna do? Start putting sheets of toilet paper in your mouth?
Though. Oh, actually, we can't say it. We shouldn't be. Nah.
What?
All right, go ahead, Brent. What else you got? You can't give all
the
what? You can't spill all the beans.
You can't say it.
Man, it don't make no sense,
tell everyone the plan, and everyone's going to be there.
The stuff that's supposed to make you healthy. People are like, no, don't waste any space in the cart with vitamins. You know? Put some Oreos in there.
Right? Yeah. People just getting.
That's all right.
So, and another thing is like,
let them take it.
Don't take for granted, like, it sounds like tinfoil hat stuff. But I think it's wise to have at least one community of people that are at least one plan. No, because I know plenty of people that are like, bro, if something goes down, I'm going to your house, and I'm like, bruh, my door's a lot.
I can only have so much help.
Yeah, my door's a lot. Hey, you could sleep in the basement.
Yo, everyone's going to Brent's bunker. I tell you that, right?
Yeah, me and Brent was talking about that. He's like, yo, you could come to my house with your stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Bring your own stuff.
You got to contribute.
Now, Brent, how about
that's more dire? Power is in numbers, and like-mindedness works well. So, you know, don't be scattered. And if you are scattered by proximity, then make sure you have a plan. Like, hey, like, yo, we gonna meet up. What if the internet goes down? We can't talk to each other. Is there a point that we could meet up at?
Creating a strategy. That's
now, what about financially?
And things like this kind of make you think like that, because it's just like, all right, stuff's disappearing off the shelf. They ain't got tests to test people, you know. I really don't know what to think about all these numbers. They have these numbers, but I believe that some of these numbers that they're talking about people dying and being sick are like 3 weeks off. Because how are they gonna know if they don't even have tests? How they even know? You know what I mean? Like they haven't even fully rolled out all the tests.
You know what I was wondering?
I'm pretty sure when those tests come out, we're going to see a lot more inflated numbers over the next week or two. And I don't know, man. You know, growing up, you grow up in the projects, you grow up in the hood. Dudes got strategies. Dudes are like,
hey, they got. You know, they're living off plans every day. Every day they already.
So,
you know,
if you're street savvy, coming up with a plan with people that you're connected to, and it's good to resource people that have different perspectives. So it's like, you know, somebody that's really resourceful, and then you got somebody that's just a beast, so knock anybody out, or you got people that are really smart and have good, you know, different thoughts. You know, if everyone thinks in the same way, you're only going to go in one direction. So you kind of need to have a lot of people with different wisdom to execute something like that. But
I know my Latinos are creating strategies, right?
That's what I was just going to say, brother. I'm just going to hold up, Brent. I'm just going to pause you real quick, and I'm going to play something else you didn't touch up on. That's important too when it comes to fighting the coronavirus. Here we go.
Wash your hands. 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 Coronavirus. Wash your hands. Aquí llegó. Wash your hands. Lávese la mano. Use jabón. Wash your hands. Coronavirus. Wash your hands. Is everywhere. Wash your hands. You gotta wash your hands. Beware. Wash your hands. Don't touch me. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. It's serious.
You hear that, Brent?
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
There's probably feedback right there. You gotta wash your hands, man.
Coronavirus.
So, Brent, I don't know if you heard that. Sorry for the feedback right there. But
wash your hands.
Y'all were gonna be slapping people with pork chops in the apartment.
Facts, bro.
That's a song that Gil found online.
Yo, it's right now is hitting the airwaves. It's hitting the airwaves hard.
You know, I was wondering about how they were getting these numbers from the hospitals and stuff because of HIPAA law. Like, that might sound like a dumb question, but like, there's a HIPAA law that protects you from, you know, giving out information. But I wonder how they're kind of telling this information without breaking HIPAA law.
That's a dope question, bro. Did you hear that, Brent?
What information?
Nah, not really. A little bit, but
so he was saying that he's wondering how they're getting the information about the individuals who are testing positive without breaking the HIPAA law.
Well, I think when it becomes a mass, like a contagion like this, they have to.
I don't think it's names, though. They don't tell names.
No, they haven't said names. They just say where.
Yeah.
Well, recently, I think the other day yesterday, last time President Trump was speaking, one of the people that were up there speaking was saying that they might have to relax some of the HIPAA laws just so that way they can
so they
figure out how to deal with the epidemic. And it's only in special cases.
Yeah,
so
that's a good question.
I think also, like, when you're reporting that to like the World Health Organization or the CDC, I don't know if there's necessarily a
breach
names. So I don't really know how that process goes, but I would assume that there's probably like a number associated with a case. And then if they really needed to know the person, the name would be available. But I think if you're in quarantine with a serious virus,
people are going to look at them different.
Right? Like, he got bit. Like,
for real. It's like,
yo, that dude's bit.
Where'd you get bit, bro? Cut your arm
NBA
off.
Players and actors are breaking their own HIPAA law. They're like, hey, I got it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Hey, I mean, you can if you want to. Go ahead, Joseph.
But I don't even know if I trust them. They're entertainers.
Hold up, Brent. Joseph got a question.
Yeah. What about financially? What advice would you give to financially prepare people for these types of crises? Because I know we are going to get to another crisis. It might not be in a year, 2 years, but give it 5-10 years, maybe sooner. We will get hit with another crisis, and probably worse than this one.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, man. I mean, just Scrooge McDuck, man.
Penny crunch.
Stack up your bag. All I know is precious metals. Precious metals like silver, gold. Those things are recession proof because that's what they use for a world currency, and that's something that you'll always be able to. You'll always be able to sell.
Trade. Yeah.
Eventually, if the
and what's
value
weird
goes
is that
up
commercials
like
are coming out more
with the gold.
But if you're buying silver and
gold
they're
trying to get the gold.
Yeah, so if you're buying silver and gold stocks and that crashes, you can't sell stocks. You're not going to be able to sell stocks if there's a complete like meltdown or a complete bubble pop. But you can sell actual. So invest. I would say invest. I would invest in physical gold and silver, and I'm no expert by any means, but I would.
Well, I want to listen.
Yeah, you can basically take your money. So let's say you had like, $10,000 saved. You can take that 10,000 and turn it into gold coins or gold bars. There's companies that will literally make whatever you want.
Right.
If you want shillings, you can get some gold shillings.
Some denarii.
Some denarii. Seriously,
you need to have your denarii.
They'll literally ask you, would you like it in bars? Would you like it in coins?
Yeah.
I like mine in bars all the time.
You can even pick what you want printed.
They better come with the bars
on the coin. You know what I'm saying? Like they have designs and stuff because it's your money. You know what I mean? So,
or the mumbles are.
They have all these cool services.
I might start selling Empizia shekels.
I'll also say
shekels.
If the government rolls out that plan that they plan on giving people money, obviously they're gonna tax that.
Yeah, that's inflation. I don't like all this because we're already inflated our dollar.
If they give every household a stipend,
so you have no more tax that.
No, stop. Go ahead.
So if they give everybody like some they roll out some checks over the next few months or whatever. If this didn't create that much of a financial hardship for you and you was able to get your bills paid, I would invest that in gold and silver physically if you could. So
you can invest that.
Well, let's hear from another expert. Brent, you can't hear this, but we'll let you know what's going on. Hold on one second.
Well, we are out here in a pandemic, y'all.
Couldn't do that.
We are out here in a state of emergency. What?
Gil was laughing like somebody passed gas.
No, wait. Brent, you're still on the radio, man. We're still live.
Let me tell you.
We can hear everything. Guys.
Gil sounded like the person.
I have stayed up late doing as much research as I possibly could. I was on the phone earlier today talking with somebody who is very close to a biotech scientist who spent their career, a 50-year career, working on viruses such as corona.
Okay, we can't play the whole thing, but Gil, go ahead. What does he go on to say? It's Brent. It's a video of Lecrae updating us on what the information that he got on the coronavirus.
And basically,
and I figured because it's Chrisian Hip Hop, we're that platform. We want to do our due diligence to make sure everybody's heard.
And I like his response.
Salute to my dude Lecrae.
Facts.
You know what I mean, for even taking the time to do that. I'm not going to completely demolish it. You know
who said demolishing it? Nobody's demolishing it.
I was going to try to demolish it a little bit.
Why are you demolishing it? let it breathe.
I was just gonna say, like, it's cool that he took the time to help people out, but pretty much literally 99% of it was the most obvious things you could possibly say.
Right.
I love Lecrae to death, but he's like, yo, make sure you wash your hands. I spoke to a biologist. He confirmed it. You guys should stay away from large areas. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting. Look, Mr. Lecrae, I'm waiting for this like profound information that you just got from this bio.
Somebody get Ja Rule on the line.
And that's how I felt, man, when Chappelle was like, 9/11 happens, and they're like, somebody get Ja Rule on the line. We need to get his opinion. Like, yo, I love you, Lecrae. You God bless your heart.
Go ahead, Joseph. What do you want to say?
You just said a whole bunch of stuff that I could have read in a wash your hands pamphlet.
on the restroom door.
Literally, you go to a preschool. You go to a preschool and go to the wash your hands station, and literally everything Lecrae said is right about there. Wash your hands; it's healthy.
They say it in Spanish and everything.
If you Lecrae said it.
Lecrae said it. It shows a picture of Lecrae like on the posters. Wash your hands.
You see Lecrae dancing to wash your hands. Wash your hands.
That would have been dope. If he would have did a video of him singing the song, that would have been fire.
I was gonna say he should have just did a song about it.
I think he had a TikTok about it. I'm not sure.
Let me see you wash your hands.
Let me see you wash your hands.
Yo, Brent, did you hear the D1? Did you hear the D1 Corona clap?
Nah.
We played it at the beginning of the show.
YouTube that now.
Check it out, Corona clap, D1.
Oh man, it's funny.
Yo, I do have something to say about some of these things that I've been seeing.
Go ahead.
I'm glad like dudes like Lecrae are encouraging people to do the best they can and wash up
that's
and all that. There's a lot of young people that follow him, and I think he's kind of following the trend of a lot of these other celebrities. He's I don't know if he's not a household name yet, but I think he's taking the cue from them. I really don't listen to celebrities when it comes to stuff like this whatsoever. But I am a little discouraged that a lot of these Christians like posting a lot of their services and all these things online, and I know they're probably doing it for their congregations, but it seems to just be like a lot of the good things they're doing. The Bible says when you do good things, do them in secret. You don't need to let nobody know. It's just like, hey, we got this food pantry. We're giving it out to everybody. We got this, come on down.
You know what? I agree with you. I've always had a little bit of bitter taste in my mouth when I see church organizations or like Christian affiliate organizations that post all the good things they do. It's like I understand if you're doing it in a form of marketing to get more help. Like this is what we've done with the donations. Right. That's not really, bragging. But when you see an organization like, look how many homeless people we fed. Like,
it almost looks like a commercial too.
Yeah, it's like, dude, don't do that. Facts. Like, why do you want people to applaud the good things you should be doing anyway?
Right.
Yeah. Unless it's a promo video that ends with donate so we can continue the work. You shouldn't be posting boastful videos of the work that
how do you feel about that when it comes to donate so we can continue to work?
Well, a lot of these things take a lot of money to mobilize. You know what I'm saying? Like for one, not everybody donates food. So sometimes
I'm talking specifically like the sow your seed ones.
What do you mean? Like a church?
Like, the whole give your way out kind of mentality.
I wonder how many of these.
Yeah, the people that are saying sow your seed in faith, like the people who are telling people, so not give to me so I can do something.
Yeah, but anyone who preaches tithing,
it's just give your way out. Like
but that's basically all of tithing.
Now, is Joseph talking?
Yeah, go ahead, Joseph. He's talking about tithing.
What I'm saying is that, a lot of pastors who teach that you're supposed to be tithing, that's under the law. So either you're under law or you're under grace. So I don't understand, why they cherry pick that one law.
Why?
They're like, you will be blessed to be tithe. They should just call it an offering,
try to get their pockets fat,
and take away the word tithe.
Joseph, if I cut you off at any point,
are you doing it for the lamb or the gram?
I can't hear you like I can hear the other dudes. So
because your mic is not on. But go ahead. I got you. I'm gonna facilitate. Go ahead, Brent.
But I would like to see some of these mega church pastors reverse tithe back to their congregations if some of these people can't.
Well,
some churches.
Let's talk about tithing real quick.
Go ahead. Joseph wants to get into tithing. He's talking about living under the law or living in freedom.
Yeah, because if you really look what tithing is about, it was about the church. The community tithes for the storehouse, right?
Yep.
And the storehouse was given back to their community, not in the form of building your church or the house. Yes, everybody gets to eat, but it was meant for the widows and the needy, and there is enough scripture in Deuteronomy and Leviticus to really narrow that down. I intensely studied that because I was always kind of stirred up in my spirit about it. Now, I definitely believe that people should be offering and giving to church, and that your pastor should receive
out of your
double
own conviction, man,
because they work for the Lord.
Be a cheerful giver is what the Bible says.
Yeah, but when you cherry pick one law,
of course,
and call it tithing, and say that this, honor me because this is honor this and it will bless you. That kind of doesn't sit right with me.
That's manipulative. And I know the scripture, the woman that gives her last 2 pennies to the Pharisees, and Jesus makes mention of it. And a lot of pastors like to use that scripture and be like, hey, see, she was faithful. She gave her last 2 cents. No. During that time, she was a widow. She was supposed to be taken care of. She shouldn't have been sowing that seed into that. She should have been actually being taken care of.
Facts.
So she shouldn't have to give her last bit to the Pharisees, to that system. And Jesus made mention of them devouring widows' houses. So
So what do you think? What do you think about the Christian hip hop artists that solely depend on this as their source of income, and now all the tour dates are being pushed back?
I think that's completely different,
and everything is like.
I mean, we all really gonna see what our faith is about, right? Like
facts, facts, 100%, bro. I love that.
And what else is gonna get revealed is who our true community is.
Here comes the storm. And what did you build your house upon?
Yeah,
better sand. Or do you have a solid foundation?
And also, too, you know what I mean? I think that as Christians, although, yes, we believe in a God that provides 100%, but it still leaves that effort that we need to put in order for God to bless it. We can't just sit at home and be like, God's going to bless me. Right. You got to put in the work. God opens the doors, but we have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So these artists that put all their eggs in this one basket for shows and stuff, it's not smart. And I think that this is going to be a humbling experience for them because now they need to realize that, at any moment, these opportunities can go.
Yeah.
And if you put all your eggs in the opportunities to go to these churches and perform, like you're in for a rude awakening, bro.
Yeah.
You should be looking into other avenues to make sure your income is not affected, regardless of the market, regardless of what happens to our country.
Yeah.
True. If anything, this is a learning experience for them, and also a teaching experience for those trying to be in this.
All organizations are using this as a teaching experience because Mac companies are sending these employees home. Yeah. They have no idea
not prepared
how to send these people home with their equipment, with their workload.
For real,
they're like, what are we gonna do? Not everybody's computer savvy, so they can't just be like, take all this equipment, set it up at home, and we'll see you tomorrow on the computer live. Yep. All right.
I'm working from home right now, Jay.
And a little bit beyond that is that just more than just artists. Everybody is in a learning experience because a lot of people who are even middle class live paycheck to paycheck. Meaning, if you didn't get paid for 2 weeks in a month, you are now in debt. And you might not be able to pay your mortgage. You might not be able to pay your loans, your car insurance and stuff like that. Yep. And a lot of people are hurting now, wondering if I don't get paid from this job. And people at my job are worried about that because they live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, bro. It's affecting people's income, everything, man.
They were unprepared, right? So me personally, and Brent, I asked you about financial preparation, but we kept chopping it up. But
he's a manager. He needs to get into the finance convo. You know how he.
I financially prepared myself.
I can do a little bit more. But I give you some more info on that too. Like there was a statistic that came out that said 40% of the American population don't have more than $600 in the bank.
Right.
Now I'm gonna say this. If you have a Netflix subscription, an Apple Music subscription, a Disney Plus subscription, internet subscription, cable TV, cell phone with unlimited subscription, and you got all these extra amenities, but you don't have at least 6 months extra rent in your bank account.
Hey, wow. Here you go.
You are not stewarding your money right. You are not stewarding your money right.
Facts,
and then you tell somebody to tell that to a family that don't have those types of funds in the bank. Like, you need to cancel them services. And how am I going to entertain my kids?
Yeah. And guess what? The church is still counting on your
asked me to borrow some money that used to go to my old church.
That's great.
And I was just like,
very true.
You go to Xbox? He was like, yeah. I was like, how many games? He was like, I don't know, like 30. I was like, well, go sell them.
Sell them.
And if you still struggling, then call me.
Wow.
I got you.
Wow.
But he didn't want to sell his Xbox. He'd rather ask somebody for money. So
that was like Jesus.
That's that young rich man. Go sell your stuff and come serve me. And they're like, nope. How about nope?
No, because I need to play Xbox in a crisis.
Yo, facts.
Yeah.
And that right there is just like Brent's saying, the true colors of people are going to come out. Like, you could sell all this stuff. You could cancel all these services. And you'll be in a lot better position once you sell all that stuff and cancel these subscriptions. But then they automatically start thinking, dang, I can't watch my shows.
Right.
I'm not going to be able to put the YouTube TV for my kid. Oh, no, that's not happening. Sad.
I mean, and all that, and a lot of the time we spend binging. I mean, if money's really that big of an issue, if you're spending that much time on Netflix, I mean, can't you just not watch it twice a week and just get a part-time job and just stack that? Like, there's means around it, but people want to indulge, and I'm not criticizing. I mean, I'm not judging anyone because we do it to a certain extent. We need an outlet. Life is difficult for a lot of us sometimes, and we need to get a mental getaway sometimes. There's a lot of pressure put on us, as you can see in the media now and what's going on, and so I understand why people do those things, but in a situation, you just got to be prepared.
You got to be ready, man.
See, and I'll tell you that I am a little bitter about the church and everybody up in a panic. And the reason why I say that is because we, that blood is on our hands. You know what I mean? We are the ones that are held to that standard of preparing our congregations, preparing our people, preparing our families.
Here,
like the Lord
Live.
even said that a man who can't provide for his family is worse than an infidel. He didn't
said
say
it turned into a Dave
whether you're
Ramsey
in a
show.
crisis
Yo,
or he said you're exempt because of
Dave
this
Ramsey
or
show.
that. No, he said if you can't prepare, you know, and if you can't provide for your family, you're worse than a non-believer.
It's too late
because you didn't have
brother.
the faith.
It's too late, brother.
To prepare.
Nah, I hear what you're saying, Joseph.
It's too late, man. Go ahead.
I hear what you're saying. And yeah, I mean, and we've talked about this. I forgot who was it on the show. Was it Mike Mack that was talking about churches need less rappers and less musicians and all that, and we need more people to facilitate and teach people how to budget, run their finances, and you know, make extra money and other things like that. But everybody want to be a rapper or something like that, you know.